of when to actually start when it comes to what I'm doing in stream. I do have people asking me to like show them what I'm doing. I'm going to do this here. Let's see if I have like good visuals in EV. I don't know if I want to start Unreal Engine now. am probably going to. I'm running 5.3, at least the preview. Now let's see what this is going to look like. If it's in EV, it's currently just white, but I'm doing something here. I made like this part as a previous, just to show or to look at like what I am going to do, and just because in general it was static and I don't have yet to become normal to just using GeoNodes, but what I'm doing now, you can look at those here. Okay, those just disappeared, which is normal. You should be an instance. Whoa. Okay, that is actually fascinating. Is this animated yet? No. What if I do a rotation with it? Okay, so this is just going to rotate it overall. Is there anywhere else offset? Okay, this is interesting too. I thought this was going to be 6.5. No, it's not 6.5. I have no idea what this thing is doing. I thought it was 6. It's gonna be 6.5, 6.5. It was 6. Come on, 6.5. Yes, okay. Z. Okay, the Z doesn't do anything either. I like what I'm seeing. I like this kind of mandala-like fractal stuff. But let's see scale. What if I scale stuff? Okay. Oh no, not to 0, 1. I need to remember this. Rotation. Was I scaling or rotating? I was rotating. Okay, if I rotate these, this is just an overall rotation. I need to figure this out some other point. This isn't the primary thing I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to be doing is stuff like this. But this is a little bit wrong. But I can apply certain effects to this, like the scale one, where it becomes like that. This would be way better if I had just the materials looking properly in this in EV. I'm going to see if I actually can do something about the. I should be able to turn on screen praise. And let's go into my settings. I remember that I was doing some stuff with my settings and that it became a lot better. Ambient occlusion is not what I want. Yeah, okay. Refraction. Okay, that's already a bit better. Motion blur, scale, thickness, trace precision, max roughness should all be. Subsurface scattering. Let's make this 14. Does this add any quality? No. Performance, high quality, normal shadows. I'll do 4,000. 4,000. It's just sad when these like have these weird little things about them that don't make much sense. Okay. Subsurface translucency is probably not even necessary. Okay, but it's already looking a little bit better. And then this last one, you are probably going to need to have this on too. Okay, that's already starting to look a lot nicer. Only just uses my computer for a little bit, and then I'm going to apply this to this one too, which should make it. I don't think I selected the right one. Come on. Okay. Now you, and that's interesting. Maybe bloom is not a great thing to have on. Is this any better? It looks a little bit better, but it doesn't look like cycles, which isn't important. The important part is that I want to let's see, rotation. So this is already more exactly like what I want. If you can see now, this is like overall now a sort of intergalactic sort of like cosmological asteroid thing. I don't think I want to have them float around too much, because they might at times collide with cameras. I don't think that is like the biggest issue. I'm going to look at cycles. If I look at my recording, it doesn't seem to make anything lag. You can just see what I'm doing the same way that I am doing it, but it just looks a lot nicer. Apart from that, of course, now that I am recording, this loads a lot slower. Okay, it's not really an issue. Maybe a tiny bit. I'm going to go back into EV. What does this look like if I just use this? I should have a script somewhere. Maybe I do even have it in here. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. So I can sometimes just, okay, go in here and do it like this, but for some reason there's like some settings are on that are make viewer node, wireframe is always great, light color or there should something bone wireframe opacity. Just apply extras, scale, text info. Where did it go? Because it's transparent now. Ah, okay. That's already better. Which makes me just capable of actually seeing what I'm doing. I don't want to stream in 1080p. I might actually have to, but it's like very... I know if the 4K is downscaled and you're looking at 1080p, if I'm looking at my other screen, it's like a little... the text becomes like too tiny and too non-visible, which is an issue that I'm looking at. Let's see, okay. I'll go back here. I need to have these rotate, and the way we make things rotate is actually by applying delta time, which is in Blender named scene time. And I actually want to rotate mathematically, math over time, but also based on something else. So I definitely just am going to need to... The problem is if I use 2 radians, it's actually going to be better, but then I don't have the index on it. If I now press play, this is rotating. but this is rotating in a funny way. It's not very convenient, which means, oh, wait a minute. Why are these rotating? Is a question I have. Did I join these together? No. That's actually very interesting because I have not myself animated these in any way. So they are rotating for some reason. Catmo. Why are these rotating? That is absolutely fascinating. That is one of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen. Is it just that they are... because I've done rotating them. These are actually animated on my timeline for some... oh no. No, 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 no. These are for some reason animated on my... no, 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 no. Oh, I just... oh, I so love this system of like that never works. No. And then when it... okay, and then it does all this amazing stuff that it isn't asked to do. How is this possible? I just removed this thing by using this, and then yet again it just doesn't do it. Okay, timeline. What are you rotated on? Why are you rotated? I didn't specify that this should be rotated. I rotated it, but I didn't key, which is why my timeline wasn't there, because I wasn't keying it. So now, okay, that's all fantastic. But what I was saying is here is I want to apply more math. Now it says add, but I wanted to add the index, and now I actually have the thing that I had before, and now these are like floating around in space at various sizes. Now if I do look at them, the smallest ones are rotating in the middle, and the biggest ones are rotating in the on the outside, which is a thing that happens because of the scaling. I don't have an invert node in Blender, at least not here, not that I'm aware of. Probably it's like hidden in something else. Inverse square root is not what I'm looking for. I definitely don't think that's the one. See, logarithm. What if I apply a logarithm? Okay, that has done something. Ping pong, minimum, multiply, divide. What if I change the value of divide? Okay. As expected, that changes the scale, but I want to invert the way it is scaled. I need the biggest one to be on the inside. The main reason I want this one is because I have been generating a bunch of these, which I can show. Let me take a look on this first. So inference pattern from two paths. So this is just quantum physics. Let's see. So I want to do some wave collapse, probability distribution of a quantum system. I have some other stuff here. I've been doing like these types of stuff. I am in my article visuals. I am not currently doing Adobe Creative Cloud, so I'm not going to open those. I'm going to release some logo packs soon for free. That I am giving away, and that people, and I myself included, can use in articles. I'm already giving them away. But there's also, I also want versions. Yes, I want versions. Versions of what I am making here. I have the C and the C. Okay, these don't really matter. So I'm doing these types of stuff. I'm still figuring stuff out, but I really want to UE logo, no logo. So I really want to. I am like on the cross boundary between, is this going to be part of a world, of like something like the point of like why I am I do have like something like the Unreal logo. I might want to put this stuff into Unreal Engine and see what I can do with it there, because I am figuring out Niagara or Niagara as I have heard it pronounced, but that it isn't written like. I've done these books a while ago, so I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to make these into something bigger. I'm probably going to do some figuring out of the Niagara thing and do some particle simulations for stuff that characters or something can do. I am just, the problem with Unreal Engine that I have right now is like, I do know what I am aiming for, I know what I'm going to make, but I don't want to just like to do well, the primary focus is I want to do a movie, I want to do several movies, I want to do movies, that's the primary focus, but that takes a long time. I need to plot everything out, and why not just make you know, just Unreal Engine just really blurs the lines between what is a video game and what is a movie. I can shoot a movie in the scenes of my video game at a super high quality and have like good results and just apply AI, NPC AIs. The problem is with NPC AIs, actually I'm going to launch Unreal Engine. The problem with the NPC and AIs is I don't want to do just something like GTA 5, GTA 6, GTA, the previous one, 2, 3, the first one. I don't want to do any of those. I don't want to make just another shooter or like I want puzzles. There needs to be a rhythm in there. I've actually written a lot of it down. Okay, so what was it again? Survival elements, tasks and achievements, rewards, NPCs, dialogue, story, basements and underground levels, and portals. I could actually try and do a portal today. But the biggest thing of this one is I want several things in the Blender one, which is a clock. If I actually just remove those again and then just do this, and no, okay, the rotation can be fine. Okay, so this is like, now if I look at this one, is a clock element, but this guy is not set to, oh my, okay, that's interesting. That is the scale one. if I just okay, I know what I need to do. I have not yet done a I actually figured out I think this is actually important to mention, like when the developers of Blender made these nodes like combine, and I am going to take the separate tool, oh, can you stop moving? Okay, so Shift A, separate. The Unreal Engine did start. Where are you, Unreal? Okay, let's see. Alright, I have my project. I'm not gonna open it just yet. Okay, so the 5.3 object is here. With these, it's like they name these combine because the flow of these nodes is like this is going to go into this, and then you're gonna put this into here and then combine this into something else. The problem is if you come from like actually someone who is trying to use it from the perspective of a person who is trying to use this, there's a slight problem with this sort of logic. It's like if you're going into this thing and you're building this up, you are building this tree one by one from your beginning mesh up until this point where you now need to connect this into this part. But this part, for some reason, although it should completely be the case that these have just three like little dots that separate these from each other, what you're thinking is like you're coming into here and you're on the instance on points, and what you're doing here is you want to separate these into something that you can then plug in. So what you constantly think is like, I'm going to take the separate XYZ node, but if you look at the separate XYZ node, it's the inverse of what you want. The one you want is the combine, because the developers are thinking, when I plug these things in, then you combine it into the rotation, which is two completely different mindsets. There are like colliding with each other and just making at least my life very difficult. Okay, now I have, okay, beautiful. Okay, and if I now, oh, this already has a math one to it, divide, I should be able to, oh no, this is controlling the this is controlling the overall scale. It seems. Which is another one part where I am having a hard time consolidating the way Blender works. Did I actually add it here? It doesn't see it. Natrium curve. So you have the transform geometry, which is this one. But then you have another one too, which, oh, frame, okay. Which is the other one again? Set position, yes, okay, set position. The problem with the transform geometry is that it doesn't and isn't possible to take into account with this one the index. But you can do with the set position, but the set position doesn't have a rotation, which is absolutely nuts that it doesn't have that. I am thinking I'm gonna stop the rotation for a second here. I need to be more cleaner with my nodes, so I'm going to put you here. I am going to C, Ctrl V. I actually don't know if that is actually right, but my intuition is currently telling me the reason I am experiencing an issue here. Okay, so we're already being... Okay, the Y is seemingly the one... No, Z, which was gonna Z do? Z, so I get X, Y, Z. So I am assuming the Y is the one that is currently... Yes. If I now... Okay. Is the... Okay, it's in a combination of the X and the Y. So I'm gonna take you... Put you over here. About 0.5. So now that should be pretty much the same. But now the Z... I probably should separate... Okay. The problem with what I did here is that the icosphere is connected here and sets position, offset position. And now again, this doesn't have a scale, and this one that has a scale is the transform geometry, but the transform geometry does not take into account any indexing, which is phenomenal because the offset one actually does. Now I actually haven't tried this, so I'm going to copy these, paste this here, and I'm actually gonna see, can I actually... Okay, this is absolutely phenomenal. This is actually not doing what I wanted to do. Offset position. How about add? Add 0, 1, no. No, none of these. I did add the set position here, so I'm going to see what this does if I actually try to... I still need to, like, I understand the indexing, but I am not fully aware apparently of its capabilities. So now it's setting the overall, which is also not at all what I want. I need to be able to scale these relative to the circles, which is probably going to involve some math about the positions of the offset of the actual circles relative to where they are at. And then scale them appropriately and disconnect them from each other. But then they still need to rotate around each other. This is like not, this is the funnest stuff there is, of course. Why are you suddenly so far away? Okay. Rotation, you are connected to time. But one of the problems I have with rotations and the way it's connected here, okay, so it's now, I do need to connect these with an index. Add, is this going to, yes, okay, so this is now we have a spiral, and I can actually do something really fun, and I can add a bunch more. But this is too big. These are too far separated. What if I... Okay, that's changing the offset doesn't work here. I actually need you to be closer to each other, which is something I'm going to do with scale. Well, this scale is such a... Or I put this guy, if it would... Okay, this is only going to work if I do this. If I now, instead of add, divide... Yes, okay, so that's a better swirl already. This doesn't seem to... It's still seemingly static. So we have these. And these are making a very beautiful swirl. Scale is at a certain level. Scale... these are just not scaling properly. I know I probably should add more matte. I should just, when in doubt, add more matte. That is the... What if I run a double index? What if I now do on the index another index? Ooh, that is what I am talking about. But I think this is just cancelling each other out actually. How about power? No. That's going to make it way too... Okay, that's too much of a scale. A logarithm. Oh, here we go. Adding a logarithm actually does the thing that I wanted to do. Okay. I am actually seeing potential here, because this, if I actually... Okay, to be honest, it's doing something very strange. Okay, this is snapping, so if this is to... I want this to do a full 360 rotate. The rotation is added to radians, so this should be just perfectly fine. If I now... Okay, now it's just rotating. But if I am right, I should now have potentially laid the foundation for a helix pattern. Okay. I do like this. But I'm actually not sure whether or not the logarithm is of any use here. And I actually don't actually need to see this part. I just want a larger field for my... So I can actually show... Okay, let's see. So you're rotating and I don't like the logarithm. How about an exponent? Which is... Okay, this is gonna make it even worse. I need to like get some algorithms in here. What is a sign? I just created DNA. Ah, perfect. Fantastic. Oh, this looks amazing. Okay, and this has literally everything there. Okay. These are... Oh. And if I now... Okay, so if the rotation scale... It's going up, which is self-evident. I actually might leave this the way it is. But then the question becomes, what am I going to do with this? Maybe I want to make a new project and save this. I'm actually going to save this one. Let's see, make a new Blender. And copy and paste that into a separate file. Let's see, what can I do with this guy? I actually now might want to apply a material which I am likely to use here, which will be the material of this panel. But to look at these, I need to not be streaming, because this is just stuff that needs to be viewed in cycles when I actually can have a decent loading time, because I'm not streaming. Let's see. But is this sufficient for me? That is a big question. The main purpose of these, I'm going to see what happens if I use my camera 1 and turn this onto this. Okay, so this is interesting. As for a view, I don't want to zoom out. I think I actually want to duplicate this camera, and I'm going to go let's see, take the camera. I'm going to copy the camera. Let's see, now it should be the last camera, scene camera, the last camera I have here. 61 is the exact same one. Yes, camera. And what if I zoom out now a little bit? Okay, this looks good. This looks great. So I'm gonna copy this one. Copy this one. Go on. Copy this one, paste it, and I also want to go to 62. There is no 62, so it wasn't pasted. Now there should be. There is a 62. Why didn't you? Okay, I'm going to nice 62, 63, and close in on this one. I'm gonna do a 64 too, which isn't there supposedly, because I actually didn't paste anything. So now, okay, I'm going to do it like this. Okay, so now I have all these swirls going on, and all these different patterns. I am going to save this one, save as, and I'm going to call this one Cosmic Swirl. And the reason I'm going to save this one, because I also want the blocky part, which I can, let's see, scale is not what I'm going to change here. Distortion neither. Phase offset. Okay, this is doing exactly what I want. Okay, so save 0, and I am going to actually I'm going to do this with math. Okay, and I'm going to do radians, and I'll add the phase offset to that one, and then I'm going to add the time, scene time, delta time, and I will add this to this. And I'm going to actually see now where am I on the timeline. Is this going to It seems to be doing something, but it's not doing what I want it to do. Oh, 2 degrees seems to, yes. Okay. The question is this a perfect loop? Okay, this is looping. It's not a perfect loop though. And do I want it to be this fast? There's also this issue. If I look at this now, this isn't perfectly centered. Now that is maybe not the biggest problem in the world. This is just, it's just so perfect how like everything pans out always. The whole point of what I'm doing is I want to start doing lava lamps and stuff, and this already starts to look like lava lamps, even though this isn't intended to be a lava lamp. Just the universe is just repeating patterns over and over and over again, of course, because this is like all, this is kind of sort of like a representation of like land and then water, but it's also water. You can see it as like waves of water, but land is water, like land is lava. All land is always, has been lava, so it has been a fluid because there's no such thing as a solid. Everything is a fluid, and everything can dissolve into a fluid or become a solid, but then it's not really a solid. It's only a temporary state in which like the entity or the creature or the individual is encountering something that appears to it solid, but is actually in the greater expanse of the cosmos just a fluid. Like ice is, like to us water is the permanent state, but then a rock is also to us the permanent state, but a rock is just as much water or like lava being like a liquid, something that flows, as much as ice is a solid, not a solid but water. You know what I mean, like we encounter water in its form that it's in, the frequency of the layer, like the frequency of the waves, not the waves of the water, but the waves of matter or energy, that is the frequency of water in the universe. Like when we compare to like the solids of the of rock, when we compare those two with each other, we tend to encounter water mostly in its liquid form, but on a planet where everything is ice, the creature that live there think of ice as a solid. You know what I mean? If they would encounter water, they would encounter it in the same way that we encounter rock and see lava. Like we know that lava is rock in a liquid form. So we live in this equilibrium where the dices and have been rolled into this cosmic soup of frequencies and waves that make the way our planet behaves and the way we are, just because of the in the time in which we are at, like then it just materializes to us in this way, while it's just part of like the infinite equilibrium of the infinite flow of spectrums, of like spectral waves, that is like the thing that we are, like the we're just like a set, just like in this with these nodes, we're just like in this like I could like make just like a what is it, a combination of nodes that would like be the synthesis, and then at some point create life or like life forms based on a certain set of things that are possible, but only they are there because at that point of collisions of frequencies of like mathematics of the way it's configured in that particular like universe, that cosmos is only like at that point for a very tiny fraction of time able to materialize in this way, because the prerequisites of the environment allow it to be that way. But you can also create different configurations where you can create different or the same types of stuff in different configurations, where things that wouldn't be possible here would be possible somewhere else. Like I said, in this you know, in this planet where everything is ice, where everything that is ice seems like the way we see rock, we couldn't live in such an environment. Probably maybe we could, but it would be a very different world to experience to us. So you know, but the configuration is just a same type of configuration, but with the different elements and different points from a point of origin from which you calculate and look at the world. So you get these patterns that are always repeating, and this looks like just like waterish stuff, which I would like to actually be like more like a lava lamp. But I'm going to render this out at some point. I am thinking, am I going to slow this down, make it a bit slower in movement? I don't think so, but I also don't. Let's see. So this is bubbling here. How do I want to bring this into vision? Let's see. I just set up those cameras, and these are moving that way. And I was saying the main reason I want this is because I want to be able to change these, so I can make many different versions for all sorts of stuff. Okay, I like this one. I'm going to paste another camera, or did I just copy and paste something wrong? No. Camera 65, and I'm going to go view, cameras, viewport, navigation, no, align view, align active camera to view. Okay, this is beautiful, and this is even more beautiful. This is also beautiful. What I will do is I will remove this eye coating, and I'm going to copy and paste it. I really need a better way to scroll through cameras. Okay, so this is beautiful as well. Control C, copy, paste, and I'm gonna go a little. It's just too much scrolling, man. Too much scrolling. Come on. Okay, this looks good. I have a 67 here, which means likely. Okay, that I didn't do something right. Let's see. What type of other angles can I get that would... Oh, I'm already seeing beautiful. This is like the thing with this stuff is like, now if I click on this, like these bands also kind of look good. I might actually do some versions where it's also filled. I haven't yet figured out how to create a band actually around just a circle mesh, but that's probably not going to be the biggest issue there is. I also need to focus a bit on realism. Oh, I'm seeing already very, very, very beautiful stuff. Very, very beautiful. The only question I have, though, I already rendered these out in the configuration that it's at right now. So there's really not that much added to it, which might be a slight issue. I actually am thinking, I know it's possible now to not use lighting of particular stuff onto particular objects, but that seems to me to be very laborious if you have a bunch of stuff. I actually, let's see, this is going to be overwhelming when it comes to, this is exactly what I was thinking. That is really bad. That is really bad. I actually might want to do something like let's add a cube as 1 0 0 0 and then make you a little smaller. Let's move you upwards a bit, and then we will model you. Because right now it's just the exact same thing as before. Well, at least the top one. Let's delete the faces of the top one. And this currently doesn't look like it's too bad. Let me see through the vision of the camera. Okay, so this seems just about exactly the same. I am going to add a material to you. And now hope something is definitely happening. Okay, that's interesting. How is it then that there is like, why is it gray there? Is that because, oh no, I know exactly what is happening. I have an issue. Although this looks kinda good, I need to see, roughness is still off, which is why I feel like I'm getting a lot of bounces from there. I don't think this is the right color. I need you to be more of a to blue. This could maybe be good. I think I actually want to see, yeah, because now one of the things that is going to happen with this guy is this is going to reflect on everything. Which is of course going to dictate a lot of the look and feel. And now ID data. Let me see. Okay, Blender 3D. Copy, paste, specific property, camera. Aha. So I'm going to go camera. camera. Okay, let's select the first camera, select you, and we're gonna select all the way up to, okay, and then we're gonna select this one, and then what it says is right mouse button, copy to selected. So now all of these should have a ridiculous range. Okay, good, fantastic. Just what I wanted. And then let's see, 7, 8. Ooh, we are in. This is what I expected to happen. Actually, in. Wow, that is the most convenient thing I could possibly be in. Probably is the tiniest of ones that I'm actually in here, which will likely change if I press enter. And this pressing enter is why I need to save actually. But I also want something to be here as a logo. And I'm thinking of doing Blender logo or just a tiny cross. Let's see, plus. So the very first plus I have is over there. It's just a dummy object, so it's not very important. And I will make you very big. It's actually interesting. What if I leave you like this? It actually looks kind of good. Graphically speaking, this looks great. Or do I want it to be in the middle? No, I'm actually gonna leave this one like this. So what am I going to put in the... Okay. If it's too many X's, there's like a bunch of X's and pluses in here already. I actually don't want that to be... I am actually... I have a bunch of logos here, so I can just pick one, but I need it to be a good one. And I can always get other ones. I don't know, do I want to do the Blender logo already? I feel like I want to do that at some later point in time. And it might actually be drowned out because of the size of this part. I am actually going to do File, Import, FBX. Do this for 1 second on the other screen. Okay, I'm already there. Which one is the one that I had? Okay, import. Move this. Let's go down to this camera. O1 can be deleted, and I will let's see what this is going to be like. Okay, that's pretty fine. How about 90? No. 0. Control J, Control Z actually. Actually, I have to first check on something. Logo. Okay. This is fine. Z doesn't do what I want to do. 90, 0, 90. How about minus 90? And then let's S100, and then now I do have the seeming problem. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to delete this again. And I'm going to save this one. Okay. Which I will send later to my other PC. And then render it out there. And I am going to call this one Control S. Save as. JavaScript. Save as. And what I will do with you, if I can get the geometry nodes, does this have a material already? I'll apply a material which is material 80. Okay, we've got material 80, and I will do a geometry node thingy. Do I need to make them into instances? I don't think so. And let me search for material. That's material. Add to the material. We're gonna go to 080. Material 80. Maybe even material 80 is not necessary. I need to go to my material and then think about which one am I going to take. Let's see, what does 001 look like? This is not very transparent. I also don't know, is this applied to anything right now? Does it matter that it's... Yes, it does matter that it's applied to anything. I'm going to change you to my material 001, and I will duplicate you. Yes, okay, so now we have a 13, my material 13. And what we will do is we will go back into... I have actually the shader editor open underneath here. And I will take a look into these, and we will veer you towards being glass. All glass, of course. And I think because of the IOR, it's not very transparent. If it's at 1, it seems to be so. I am... Well, since this is the JavaScript one, it actually doesn't matter what I do to this at all. I do want this to be centered, which I then therefore need to go back to the geometry nodes, and then the offset of this is 6.5. So I actually need to rotation scale, set the 6.5, 6.5, okay. Actually don't know why. Okay, let's see. and I will make you bigger by this, but the scale has a sign to it. Can I actually, okay, this is interesting, but it's not. Oh my, okay, what do you do? Okay, but this isn't, okay, this is not animated, this is not what I actually thought this was going to be. That part is not animated. That does look super nice. That's super cool. Okay. This is super okay. This, yes. I think I've hit something that I really like that I will use later again. But the most important part is scaling right now. Okay, it seems you are rotating this whole time, and I still have yet to find. I need to scale. Okay, rotation is fine, but I need to make you bigger. Am I just going to, okay. This is actually not what I want. I'm going to do this through a value. So I'm adding this value, and then I'm going to do W. Okay, this is okay-ish, and this is okay. I am seeing stuff in the math that I am not fond of. Okay, this is something. What does this? This is, the material isn't right. But this isn't right either. I need you, this one needs to be yellow. Very yellow. White is yellow. And you, actually don't know if I like it that way. But it's supposedly needing to be this way. Emission 3. I am actually just going to turn off the wireframe. Emission 3 is apparently too much. I would say. Let's make it 2. What is 2 gonna do? Or maybe just 1. No, 1 is gonna be, no, it's dim. And 2 is bright. And then the yellow seems to not have a roughness, so that's why it's creating a weird effect. Okay. How about if you're just like that? This has a interesting look and feel to it. These are just not very visible. And I actually might want to... Are these at 100? They're at 100, okay. I am going to reduce you to 50. Okay, that doesn't matter because this is just the length. I need to adjust you to just be right. That's the only thing. Okay. Okay, this is seemingly a good configuration. Let me see. I'm going to go a little bit more into that area. I'm gonna go pick a 1.1. But I also don't like the coloring. What if I am going to... Okay, screen space is on. If I do this in EV, I'm not going to like it. Hue is at 1. What about 0.5? Okay, so we have a bluish tint here. 0.6 is still blue. 0.7. That's gonna go towards the pinky. 0.3. And then it's 0.2. It's still blue. What if I change the matte on this? Okay, this looks fine. How is Blender doing? No, Unreal Engine doing? I'm going to probably switch to Unreal Engine because this is going to become very boring. Is this saved? Yes, I'm going to... Let's actually see, what is this? There's no rotation applied to these. To the rotation itself. Index divide to radians. This is the one that did that. Frame. So I need to add more math. Just always adding more and more math. I'm going to do you into this. Okay. That's interesting. Maybe if I put that to, okay, what if I put one in between here, which is a, oh, okay. That is really good. That is fantastic. Okay. And I probably should have like something like an animated camera that zooms in on this one. Okay, so I have this animation now, and I will save probably. Put this to 0. File, save. Let's take a look at Unreal Engine 5.3. Ah, okay, I know where I went wrong. Library lounge. So it isn't even in here. Okay, that is absurd to an extent. Okay, let me wait till it loads. If it does. Okay, here we go. Portal, portal, portal. Now, I was advised not to do this in 5.3. How are you? Okay, current, okay. I almost wanted to say now it's not even in there, but it is. $19.99. No. Okay. And here we go. See what's going on here. When it comes to Blender, there shouldn't be anything open in that fashion. Close. Okay. File, recent asset, recent levels first. I actually don't know. Have I talked about this yet? Oh. I. Oh. Yeah, good that you already removed my ability to change the settings. Engines, get material. This is not animated. There's nothing going on in the background. I'll turn this guy off. Let's take a look at my task manager and then make you smaller. Okay. I actually don't know why I'm going at 9 FPS right now. Why? My GPU is definitely going haywire. It's through the roof. Come on. Don't save. You don't save. You don't save. Okay. I removed everything when it came to Blender. My FPS is at 40 FPS right now. But if I look at the window of the recording, it's going very slow. Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because I'm streaming in 4K. Can I actually... Of course. It is because I am streaming in 4K. If I add this to medium and I do lit, what are you gonna do? You're gonna dip heavily and we're at 60 FPS, okay. And 15, okay. This is completely unusable usable if I am going to keep having to do it like this, unless well, maybe a good thing to do in Blender is actually do a portal, because I'm not going to be able to make a portal if I don't have a portal. But I also can't go into Niagara. Okay. This looks so beautiful and fast on my screen, but so slow and choppy on my recording. Does this change anything? Nope. Keeping source in memory doesn't seem to work either. Dead air! All because just streaming is the most annoying thing in the world. I think it has to do with my VRAM. Okay, just... You see, it's instantly when I am in Blender, everything is going smooth, but once I open Unreal, it's just telling me nope. Let's see if I can find any optimize Unreal for streaming. Okay, let's do a portal then. I don't want a sleazy portal. Nothing when it comes to... If you can, I'm gonna put you here. Do I just want to make a regular rounded portal? I was thinking of a square that is like just or is that too simple? There should be some things that should just be a little bit... Okay, let's do it like this. This doesn't need to be very complicated geometry wise. What it could be is something like, let's see, and then okay, I forgot something. Objects, apply, all transforms, modeling, let's go. E. It could be as simple as this. Just something to walk into, and this would be a glass pane, which is actually the simplest and probably, given the context, the best one that I could do. But it seems so simple to me to do that it's almost like too good to be true, or too good to be what it should be. Okay, this is the first one. This I'm going to assign. This I'm going to create. I'm gonna assign this again, which isn't necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm gonna and now it's like, this is so magical. It used to be Blender that was the one that had this problem that I liked insanely badly, and now it doesn't, and this is super cool. Okay, so this is this. Oh, geez, this is just as simple as can be. But I'll likely update this, but it actually does not matter at all what I do with this guy, because the only reason that I made this is just to have the geometry. So this would be then a portal, and then I now have two materials applied to it, and then I would just, I might have just been able to make this in real itself. But then I do have the idea. Do I have other stuff that I want to make for there? I actually do want to try out a spiraling staircase. Shift A. Delete. That was not intended. I am going to do a spiraling staircase. Just something quick and easy. Mesh cube. And then just, that's not the right node. Geometry node. No. Shift A, search box, bounding box mesh, cube. Okay, let's do the cube. Let's do combine XYZ, combine color. Okay, we have something that I have been looking for a while. Red, green, blue, alpha color. That's very interesting. That is not at all what I want. Like, why is this not in shader nodes? Okay. So we have the cube, but it's not at all visible because I have not set any values here. So what was it again? Click and drag? No. Shift. Control? No. Control. Shift. Why? Alt? Okay. So this is 1 now. I'm going to enlarge you like this. Let's it was the set position, set spline type curve, set spline, set position, set position. Okay. Need another XYZ. Okay. And then I need to instances on instance on points, and then of course line, mesh line, can I actually do an index to this part? Index? Nope. About. Okay. -1. Actually need to. Okay. Put you here. And then sine is a product of math. To radians. Okay. That's interesting. How about sine? And then index. This doesn't work. Nope. I can't add it to a time module. I probably should do something like math. How about if I do it to degrees and then to radians? No, to sine. We have something going on. The problem is without the index, this doesn't have a component to it. The change, oh no. See, okay. Which is going to have to be set position. But if I do set okay, what if I do phenomenal set position? If I copy you, and what if I just did this very thing with the other ones, so this should not be. How about a sine? Should not be too hard. Okay. Degrees. Math. Does the sign actually even need to be there? Okay. We've got that at. Let's Square root. Okay, here we go. Only it's not the right direction, of which I have no. Okay, we're getting somewhere. About 1. These are twisting and turning in a very peculiarly interesting way that doesn't seem to have any correlation to what I am asking you to do. I am not putting you into, well, it's a square root, of course. Multiply, add. Okay. It's making interesting shapes, that's for sure. None of which seem to be in any way relevant to what I'm actually doing. It is because of the index right now that it's doing this part. Maybe I should add the sign before sign. So it's rotating. Cosine. It's gonna rotate again. Tangent. And more rotating. 2 degrees. And it's gonna. Ooh. Okay. Nice. That does look really nice. What is this? Okay, those are just. How about 0? Okay. More interesting geometry. Okay. But again, nothing of value. Okay, so these are. They're very, very interesting. I can tell you that much. It's the scaling component that did it last time that added the functionality that I was looking for. How about a square root? Okay. Okay, and I find this one so interesting that I'm literally going to keep this one. Okay. This one doesn't jive well with scaling. I'm gonna take this index. And this is doing some cool geometry. Very fascinating. So this is just a swirl now. But not correctly a swirl. Okay, what if I remove you again and we'll see how about this guy. What if you're just the X, Y and the Z? Okay, now you're making these waves. And this is waves like this. And this is waves like that, okay. I'm going to take a very short look. This is interesting to say the least. but also a little confusing. This is something that I've been looking for. Now again, this is a DNA helix, very interesting. But it's, well, it's not a DNA helix explicitly, but it's definitely interesting. Okay. I'm actually going to helix animation. Blend, okay. But if I do want to make it an animation, I do need to add the delta time per frame will do, which is very fast. How about seconds? Okay, this is nice. This is doing a cool, nice rotation. How about I enlarge this guy by a lot? And let's see if I actually open EV. This doesn't have a material set. Let's do set material. We have something going on at least. But doesn't, it looks like glass. It's not the material I'm looking. Let's see, what can I do with this? No. I think I'm just going to material 2. Okay. Let's make this dark blue. I actually don't mind if it's glass, but it's not exactly what I was aiming at. This is interesting as an idea. What if I'm gonna add this to be a bit metallic. So you can clearly tell it from the ground floor, and the ground floor I will create you and make you a brownish. It might be well advised. Let's see what you're gonna do. I'm gonna remove. Okay, so now we have this. And it would be great if I just, but therefore I need to open something else. What if I just do you in EV? That's gonna look absolutely wonderfully bad. Ambient occlusion, depth of field, screen refraction, performance, high quality, shadows. Let's just put everything to being great. Viewport 64. It doesn't really make it look any better, really. And screen praise reflection. It's actually the material and not the object it sets itself to. Okay. Looking absolutely wonderfully useless. Let's do it in cycles then. Okay, absolutely fantastic immediately. Point light. I'm gonna copy, paste. Only I had these on. Why are they not on automatically? I have no idea. Make sure it's definitely selected as amplify this guy and make this guy red or blue. Okay. So we have this going on. Objects. I'm gonna reopen one of those older projects. Okay. I might actually like cut it off here. I think 2 hours is enough. JavaScript.blend. Let's pick this one. Let's paste it here. Let's look at what this looks like. Okay. Lift it up. Okay. The biggest factor why it's here is because I'm just going to apply the material of it here. Nice. Okay, this is already way better. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to make a duplicate. Add the 5 here. Which it didn't do, of course. 5. Okay, good. Nice, nice. It actually looks okay, but I am here for a reason, which is that I am going to change the hue. See, 0.5. Let's do it in invert, and this is already way better. Okay. And now something that I should be turning on, which I still shading, cast, shadow, caustics and receive. And we'll do the same for these. And the same for this one. So now caustics should be on, but I don't believe that it works at all the way it should. I do need more light. It has come to my attention that it should be possible to, and I have done this in another project, but which project was the project? That I did it to. To add multiple arrays of light over a distance. I think it was the ball object one. But was it a recent one or an old one? Which I should be able to find if I just ball. With sun geonode. I might actually want to open that one too. Let's see. Is this going to be the one where I apply this? I actually don't know. I think it is, but I don't know for sure. If it would open. Now if I look at this, okay, if I animate. It looks cool. I think the ground plane could be transparent. Let's see, the transparency is on. The IOR is 1.45, let's do 1.1. Let's look at the ground here. The plane underneath is there. Let's make this one smaller. And model. If I only get N. View, let's add 2 zeros. The outer and add a material, assign the material, and then we need to add a non-transparent, almost what? Almost black metallic roughness on. Let's go and take a look. Does this actually look like anything good in the EV one? Seems like that one is not opening and probably not going to open, at least not for now. This looks so not realistic. I don't know why. I know if I add an HDRI, this would probably look a lot better. But it definitely doesn't look good. Half rest trace off, maybe. It looks plasticky. Cycles. Okay, at least this is interesting as a phenomena. Only now I do need to 2 degrees. No. Oh, geez. Yeah, this is interesting too. But not what I'm looking for. Fantastic. Way too big. And this is also way too big. Add. See what this looks like. It looks like a tornado of color. Okay. And this is once again like one of those issues. It's what if add is 0? Nothing, because it just scales regardless of anything. Inverse square root. And this is the square root. This is interesting too. So what we have now is this wonderful, but it rotates the wrong direction. That's already interesting. So if I subtract instead of, this should, yeah, okay. This is probably how you do smoke. Can already tell. Okay, so now we have a shell-ish thing. Let's see. So just to visualize, this is what's happening here. We're having this run. I'm going to create a camera. And zoom out if I can, as much as possible. Okay, let's make sure this thing is in view and gives me an interesting scene to look at. So I will change. I will do tick tick. Okay, I'll do this. Let's make this bigger, and then this is also interesting. Okay, this is sort of wave here. I can't save every fucking every effing thing in the world, so what if I do something like this? Wow. This is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely. I actually don't know. Why is this not transparent? This is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna add another camera. Control C, copy. I actually should shave. If I look at this, okay. Let's do world. Brighter is better. Definitely it's not as bright as I want it to be, but if it's too bright, I feel like it might fudge it up. Okay, maybe not. But I definitely need to make sure my settings are set well. On light path, glossy is maybe not the most important part. Transmission on 12 is definitely very important. You know what, I'll set it to 10. And I'm going to switch to the other camera. And I'm gonna add one here. What happens if I allow it to run on my timeline even longer than it's already set? What if I do 1200? What are you going to look like? Whoa. This does seem to make me lag. This does seems to make me lag quite a bit, but it's definitely interesting to watch. Let's go back to camera 1. So now this is nowhere inside, but it's still... This looks like an ever-evolving dragon. This is very... I'm liking what I'm seeing, that's for sure. Let's see. I think I'm actually going to leave it for now. And mainly render this one out. With some other stuff, because this is going to start making me lag quite a bit. If I can look at EV and if this is any better, this might actually be cool, but it's not any better. This one doesn't have, I believe, any reflection on, or is it? It does have reflection on, but nothing is visible again. It is interesting to watch. Okay. So for reference, what this is doing is this dragon snake-like pattern that is... I wanna know, what if I do 2400? What are you gonna keep? It's just gonna keep... Okay, so there is a sort of fractal pattern that is emerging. That is actually repeating. But it definitely doesn't start that way. So 1600. Go back to 1. It starts like this. And then it just evolves into like this dragon-like short pattern. Okay. This is okay, I can work with this. Very beautiful. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut this off here and do more some other time. If only. For some reason my window is